I'm Lanita Medina, and I'm here to show you today how to add or remove pages from your album and not stress and sweat about it. That was one of the big things this weekend at my retreat that was really stressing people, how to add pages or take them out and get the binding right, get these little straps the way they should go. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. I have some fun little tips and tricks, and then I'm just going to end by showing you how some of the albums used to be. That's always very fun. Now, you do have an instruction sheet in here, but oh my goodness, for one thing, it's black and white, which I do like black and white pictures, but I would rather watch how to do it than that. So I'm going to just set that one aside, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, first thing is that it is much easier to add and take out from the back. The reason is because this is real short. Notice how short this is, the little plastic piece there, the plastic strap. And here it's real long. The reason it's long is because we usually add pages from the back. And this is how much you can add, which would be about another set of 16 pages. I will show you how to do it from the front though, because that is a common, I'm going to say mistake, but not really. It's just that it happens and then it's really hard to put together. And so I'll show you how to do that. So let's say I want to add a page to the front of my album. I'm going to just go ahead and unthread this, which is pretty easy, I think. Just take these pieces out, and then I just go ahead and take this out, and then I take that out. You can take this out first if you want, but I just set these both aside, and then I'm ready to add some pages. This is a piece that can get lost if you're working on your pages outside your album. So this is really, really important to keep with it. One of the things that Creative Memories does have now is they have replacement parts. So you have the two straps, and then I call this the plastic binder. And I call it the binder because literally this is what binds your album together. If you don't have this plastic piece and you lose it, it just does not stay together. And so that's nice. If you happen to lose this, don't worry about it. I can get you more, and it's literally, what is it? $1.50 for these, for the whole set. And if you work with them outside of your album, if you work with these outside your work on pages not in your album, then I suggest to just keep these where you have your tools that you use all the time. That way you don't lose this, especially if you have a whole bunch of albums going at once. All right, so let's say that you have a front page, and I found this one. It was lying around here, and I thought, oh, this is a fun one because this is a top loading, and these are scrapbook pages. And that's a common question. Can I add top loading or multi-pocket pages with regular pages? Yes, you can. This is the cool part. Your scrapbook is a scrapbook. It can be filled with all the fun things you want, and maybe just make it where it's not a ton of rules for your scrapbook. Do you want to add this page as your front page and it's a top loading? Sure. If it bothers you and you want it on the page, that's fine. You just take it out of this and you can adhere it right onto that page and make it your front page and put it on a scrapbook page. So lots of ways that you can do this. But back to the binding part. Oh, I turned that, didn't I? Back to the binding. I'm going to add this in just like this because I want you to know how it is adding one of these plastic top loading or the multi-pocket, because these are slipperier. And so this happens a lot where it's harder to get this plastic one that has plastic on it already to not miss the staple as you're getting it in there. And by the way, this is one of the first things I learned. These are nickel-plated steel hinges. They didn't call them staples, nickel-plated steel hinges. And what happened, because of that, because they're nickel-plated, they just don't rust. And in the 33-year-old albums that I have, these only came out once when my kids were fighting over their pages and one pulled it from the other, pulled the whole page off of the album. It's the only time that I've lost the little hinges off the album. So they're quite durable. All right, so you see me messing around with this. I am making sure that all my pages, including that first one, are in. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there. The other part that's a harder one would be this one. So just look at your staple. Do I have it? Or a staple, nickel-plated steel hinge. Do I have it in there? Yes, it's in. And then take it out right away and put that there. And they're all lined up and easy. You may think, am I sure that they're in? Just go ahead and pull it. Like, look and see. Well, let's see. Can I see that on camera? You can pull these and say, yep, they're all in. Nothing is falling out of here. That's what I want to make sure, that nothing is loose or off. Now, this is the key piece here. You want to say, oh, wait, I'm missing the last page. And so I tell everybody, pretend that this is the last page, because you put it in just as if it were a page. So there we go. There's my last page. And now I'm going to put that cover on. So go ahead and put this here and this here. And then whatever feels more comfortable for you once you do this enough. But I do like to strap and strap here. And so you are going to put the first strap directly right by the edge there. It kind of makes sense, but you know, and then this one here. Now, once you put both of those in, you can pull them, pull it tight, and then watch what happens. Here's where the magic happens. Suddenly, when you pull it tight, it flips. And that's why it can be confusing, because when you open your album, you never see this piece here. So in your mind, you're thinking, I have to figure out how it fits over here. Well, that's how it fits, but it has to start over here for it to then flip over to there. Now, what if it feels like it's still too loose? Back here, you can just press there, and it just falls right in, or presses right in. And then you can go ahead and put your binding on. When we had our conferences at Creative Memories, let's see, I better put this up here trying to put it under the camera, and let's see, we used to have contests to time us to see how fast we could do this. I wasn't one of the fast ones, I can tell you that much. And there you go. Now your front page is in here and ready to go, your title page. All right, now what happens if you take it apart from the front? Okay, like I said, that's a little trickier. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece off again and set that aside. And I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. It's kind of the same principle, but for some reason it feels backwards. And as you know, I've done this for 33 years, and the front, taking it apart from the front, still feels backwards. But the principle is the same. This is now your front page. In other words, this has to sit as if it were a page. All right. And so if it's off and it's over here and it's not like anywhere here, well, that's what's happening. We need to put the first page in. And now it will be the same as the back. You put the cardboard piece in, or the front cover, and then the front piece here. And this one is actually cooperating very nicely because it's a new one. It doesn't have a lot of, it's a new album. It doesn't have a lot of creases in it already from adding and taking out pages. But do you see how it's a little harder because it's short? It's just short. And now this will flip. And there you go. Now, it does feel a little loose, and I can see that it's a little loose here. So I'm going to press it in. Presses right in. Done with that. And you can go ahead and put that in. Now, does it matter where the part is, that if it's this part here or this part here? I actually don't know. I never noticed, but I think I usually put the rounded part down here. That's what I think I usually do. But I actually, see, I can't remember. Now, there you go. There's your album all done. Nice and ready for a few more pages to be added in. Now for a little bit of trivia. Remember that you can order these if you lost those or you need those, you can order those. The very first albums that came out, this is my very first one from 1989. My son was 1 month old when I heard about Creative Memories, and I wanted, because I was talking about the nickel-plated steel hinges, and so I was looking at these thinking, are they rusty? And it's not rust. So that's interesting because I thought I better look at these and see. This is yellowed a little bit. This is worn a lot, but remember this is 33 years old. And we didn't have the back binding then. There was one with a back binding. I'll show you that one. It was a leatherette. This was my other very first one. I'm saying this was my first kind of a demo type album, but these were cheaper, and so it was like, oh, why not? But then we soon realized that this is what would happen to them. So we all moved to the ones with the back part, and soon Creative Memories always made them with the back part here. The other thing that Creative Memories, these were also cardboard, and no jeeping, what we call the jeeping, which would be that kind of that cardboard part here on the page. So we used to put the little tiny corners here so that we would, when we turned it, the little photo corners, so when we turned it, it wouldn't fray, because we knew that these were going to be looked at a lot. And you can see that this was just a very simple style, right? Many of you do remember this way of scrapbooking, 1989. All right, and then let's see. Okay, so this was another one. This was an 8x10, which, by the way, I found one in my stash, brand new. Anybody sentimental enough that wants this one? You can have it. Now, I want to talk to you about mixing pages. What does it look like or feel like when you're mixing regular scrapbook pages with, let's say, the multi-pocket, okay? Or the full pocket, something like that. It is good. It's fine. This is what it will look like on the side. This is what it will look like on top. Not a big difference. And I think it's okay. I think it's okay to mix. I'm going to show you another one that's mixed. This is the last one. And this you really can't tell. I have regular pages, pocket pages, and full side loading. It would be pages in here. And you really can't tell. Can you tell from here? Not really, because they just kind of tuck in. See how this one is kind of tucked in because there's only one there? Oh, there are two here. And so those just kind of tuck in between the jeeping. And this is the jeeping here that I'm talking about, this extra piece that got added later. Can you mix pre-printed pages with white pages? Yes, you can. And you can, again, you can see how I've mixed pre-printed. I've mixed them with the, well, let's see, this is a top loading, and it just works really well. So don't be afraid to just mix and match, mix colors. We have black, Spargo, natural, and just have fun with it, okay? That's what I want you to do with a scrapbook. Just have a lot of fun with them. And I think that is it now. Thank you for watching. And remember that I don't want you to stress about putting pages in or taking them out. That this little system is what keeps your binding together and what makes a Creative Memories album the best ever, the best around. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.